I want to talk with you about choosing fabric and interfacing for your tip and side band hat, for your bucket hat. I've chosen a Shapewell, and you can hear it's making that kind of crispy sound, and it's got quite a crisp feel to it. And the linen that I've chosen, it's a sort of a fancy weave linen. It's floral. It's a little bit dictated by the fact that it is locked down at the moment and I can't get to my studio to choose a more contemporary fabric. And this is quite soft and floppy, so clearly it's not going to make a great, if I made that into a hat, it would be dangling over my eyes. And so I want to fuse the fabric onto the stiffer Shapewell, and that'll hopefully pick up the strength and the stiffness of this, but the prettiness of this. So I need to lay out my fabric so that it's lying nice and square. And I've cut out the amount that I think I need. So I've actually just laid out my pattern pieces onto the interlining. I put a couple of very light pencil marks up here. I won't be seeing those because there's so much going on with the pattern, but if you decide to make marks, make sure that you do them very lightly so that you don't mess up your thing. Get your iron ready, nice and hot. A little bit of steam doesn't go astray. And you know that with your fusible stuff, you just don't want to get it anywhere near the face of your iron, because that'll completely mess up your iron for future reference. Now, the only really important tip that I've got for you from here on is to make sure that when you lay your fabric onto your interlining, you might want to put a couple of pins there and just get it sitting square and nice and relaxed, so that it's not going to be distorted. You don't want it to be. You want it to be sitting nice and naturally and smoothly. So that's sitting nice and straight. So if I can anchor this down, then I can do the rest later. And I'm going to use a piece of calico for a pressing cloth. And later on, when I've got it a little bit more connected, I can flip it over the other side and iron it from the interfacing side, which is also a good way to go. So don't put the iron directly onto your fabric, because if you get a singe mark or whatever, you're not going to be happy. And also you need to have your iron at the hottest temperature so that you are really getting that to go in. And keep the iron moving, but only slowly. So if you keep moving as quickly as you would when you're ironing your... Oh yes, that's right, it doesn't like going slowly. If you do it quickly, it doesn't have enough time to get the heat into the fusing, and it melts. So I can feel that now. See, that's dragging up. That means that is fused that onto the interfacing, and that's what you're looking for. So keep it, don't drag it along, keep it just pressing down and keep it moving nice and slowly, and keep on going until you've got the whole thing done. So you don't cut out before you fuse, and that's always the case. And just so that you know, you need to allow enough fabric to fuse the top and the bottom of the brim. You would always have both sides of those fused. Don't fuse one and treat one as the lining, because it's not. It needs to be the same strength as the top, like the top and the bottom together. So you can see me just ironing slowly. You're going to die of boredom if I keep on going, so I'm going to stop now. You can get the whole lot fused.